Now, welcome to another weekend ramble. What do you got for us this week to chat about?
John Boyega in Star Wars coming back. Maybe?
Oh, I was like, well, we could talk a lot about John Boyega. Where do you want to begin?
Where
Force
to
Awakens?
begin? At the beginning.
The trailer when we all thought he was going to be a Jedi?
Man, he looked so cool in
I
that
think
trailer.
he thought he was going to be a Jedi. He was so excited.
He looked so good with that lightsaber standing there. I was like, yes. It was cool.
His excitement was infectious.
Palpable,
And then, yeah, exactly. And then we get to the films and it's like, nah, it's going to be Rey, which is fine. We kind of knew Rey was going to be a Jedi too, or a Force user.
Yeah, but then
really
they kind of came back to it over and over again. Like, he kept trying to tell Rey that he thinks he can feel the Force, and we just kind of ignored it.
The Rise
whole
of
movie.
Skywalker was so weird. When it's like, I got something to tell you. And I'm never going to tell you. But we all knew what we all knew what it was, that he kind of felt the Force going on.
Mm-hmm. I think he was feeling the Force, yes.
Yeah.
And then Disney kind of did him dirty, shuffling him off the posters, going overseas.
That is so disgusting what they did on the foreign China posters. He's just a little guy in the background.
I get that their job is to make money, but come on.
Well, it's hard.
He was an important part of that movie.
You want to preach about your principles and how inclusive and all these things you want to be, and then it's like, well, we got to make money in China, and China doesn't like black people, so he's a little tiny guy on the poster.
That wasn't fair.
Yeah. No, it was terrible.
If you're going to support, you support 100%. You don't go, well, we support here, but if we go to China, all bets are off.
Yeah, sorry, we can't support you there. But I don't think that's what we were going to talk about, is it?
No. You just kind of went off on a
tangent.
That's what you do on Weekend Rambles. Well, there is an insider. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Yes, a Lucasfilm insider who has suggested that Lucasfilm and Daisy Ridley are currently working together trying to get John Boyega to reprise his role as Finn in the upcoming new Jedi Order film, the one that's being directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. The
Rey movie, quote unquote, yeah.
But I'd be much happier if it turns into a Rey Finn movie, maybe a little collab.
It has to.
Why can't Finn go to Jedi school too? I mean, he's got the... Well, if she's starting Jedi school, why wouldn't she bring Finn?
Maybe Finn didn't want to because she didn't listen to what he had to say in The Rise of Skywalker.
I think Finn and her would patch it up, and...
I'll go so far as to say if this movie has... I don't want to say any chance, because who the hell knows what 3-4 years from now when the film finally comes out, if it does, what people's mindset are going to be towards Star Wars, good or bad. But I think its best chance at success is having John Boyega as Finn in that movie.
It also needs to not be the first movie that comes out.
Well, it's going to be.
But it shouldn't be, because that, I think, fans are going to be upset that, first movie back, it's Rey.
After they told us the Skywalker saga was over.
And then they named her Rey Skywalker and gave her another movie, which would make one believe that the Skywalker saga continued into another movie.
Well, yeah, and I've also heard rumblings out there on the internet, for what it's worth, take it or leave it, that this is kind of thought of as an episode 10 sort of thing. This is the continuation of the...
Tentatively.
It's the main Star Wars story continuing. But I'm going to say, if it has any hope, if you're going to bring back some of the fans, you got to bring in Finn, and you got to do it right this time. You can't have him just screaming Rey the whole movie.
No, take his character seriously. There were definitely a lot of missed opportunities with his character. I want him back. I want him to bridge these narratives and play a vital role, like he was meant to, like we were led to believe to when we watched the trailers.
Yes, he was a red herring, and then he screamed Rey for a couple movies, and then they teased something with him at the end in The Rise of Skywalker, and they really didn't do anything with it.
They couldn't even let him kill Phasma.
No.
Phasma's back, and then he's fighting Phasma for the second time, and then didn't BB end up destroying him with the AT he jacked into?
Yeah, I don't even know what the First Order's AT something, yeah.
Yeah. So he just doesn't get to shine at all. Everyone's going to just constantly take his thing. We're going to send him on rando mission off to a casino to learn about slavery.
Yep, and capitalism.
But not real slavery, just animals.
Animal cruelty.
Because we'll just show this little slave boy our ring and go about our merry way.
And now it's worth it. The best line in Star Wars. Now it's worth it. We freed a couple of horses, but those kids...
They're fine.
They'll be all right.
Broom Boy, he's good.
He's good. He's got the Force. He's going to... You think... Speaking of... I mean, I don't want to steal John Boyega's thunder since this is his video, but do you think we see Broom Boy in Rey's movie?
I feel like they have to because he's a meme. But then
does
again,
anybody care? Is he even a meme, or does nobody just care?
We could fool them like we did with Morbius. We tricked Sony into putting it back in the theater, because we made funny memes about it. We could trick Disney too.
Broom Boy, a Star Wars story.
Broom Boy.
He sweeps.
He
uses the Force.
He's the main character. Broom Boy, a sweeping story.
Oh my god, a sweeping saga. Literally. But seriously.
Yeah.
He needs to be in it. They should be begging him. And he has softened his stance in recent
He has,
months
because
and years,
Disney
yeah.
has, I believe in his words, Disney has made an effort to right
sorry.
some of the wrongs and to go forward with higher integrity.
What is that? And
It just means maybe they're not shrinking.
did you say Disney and integrity in the same sentence? Without the
I
word
don't know,
lack
maybe
in
you're
there anywhere?
hearing things. I mean, we know that John Boyega, he had like mixed experiences during his time in the franchise. He was really vocal about his disappointment. His character was underdeveloped. He called him out for that. And Disney, like, they did kind of apologize for all that. And I'm really hoping they extend the apology to go, let's continue your story and like show him a script before they really sign him on.
I would not.
I'd be like, no, I'm not coming unless I have a script because I want to see what you're doing to my
They'll hand him
character.
and they'll just say Ray with exclamation points. Right there. There's your script.
No, he needs to get a script in advance. He needs to be allowed to read it and decide, is this the script his character deserves? Is this his story that he deserves? Or is it just, oh, look, I'm going to be backup singer to Ray again?
Do you think that would have made more sense just to... And we don't know what John Boyega's mind is. I mean, maybe he just will not come back despite kind of softening his stance. Do you think it would have made more sense to say this is a Finn movie over a Ray movie? Because I think people... Look, Ray's a complicated subject, but I think people really wanted to like Finn.
I think so, too.
Not to say they didn't want to like Ray, but I think they feel there was this huge disappointment with Finn, where if they were like, Disney was like, yeah, we screwed up with this character, we're going to bring him back, he's going to be the focal point, Ray's going to be in there too, but this is a Finn story. This is his time. Do you think that was the better approach?
I think that if they would have gone that way, I think fans would have been super excited.
I would have been, because I thought the idea
But
that...
they can't say that unless they get Boyega on board.
Yeah, I mean, they've done Stormtrooper turned Jedi well in Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was excited at the potential here. And then they didn't just drop the ball. They didn't even have the ball.
Hey, they did Stormtrooper turned hero-ish in Battle Scars, right?
Why would you ever bring that book up again?
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
It does.
It makes
I
everybody
actually felt a little uncomfortable reading that book. Like I was doing something wrong. Something I shouldn't.
They did something that they
No,
shouldn't,
yeah.
maybe.
I'm
It was
kidding.
a very odd book.
It wasn't that bad or awkward.
It just
but
wasn't...
It wasn't
It wasn't the Jedi story that you expected because it was barely about
Yeah.
Cal.
And you could definitely play the game without worrying about what that book had to say, because it doesn't seem... Marin is such... The characterization around Marin in that book is so different from Marin in the games, especially
Almost
the
like
next
she's
game.
a different person?
Almost like the author really wanted to make a point with Marin and kind of live through her.
What?
I know. Insanity. What am I thinking?
But back to Finn.
Yes.
I do think he needs to come back. I think they need to course correct, and he needs to be a Jedi. I mean, this is years in the future, so why can't he be just as trained as Rey and be helping her, and they're building the school together?
I love that idea.
And maybe they've taken some of the other stormtroopers. Remember, he was going off with, I believe her name was Jannah?
Yeah, Lando's daughter.
Lando's daughter,
Just
who also...
sensitive.
Well, the whole squad that she was with,
Yeah.
all the defectors that she gathered together,
Yeah,
all were
we're
people
all-
who were perceived as Force sensitive, we believe. That's
Pretty
what they
sure.
led us to
To
believe.
some degree, yeah. I don't know if they were
So
like
why
Jedi
not build the
Force
school with
sensitivity.
all of them?
Sure.
Train them all.
Yeah.
Let's actually go back in and go, hey, here's the fledgling new Jedi Order.
It's a bunch of ex-stormtroopers.
Yeah.
The Finn squad. No, I agree. There's a lot of potential. I mean, Grogu's going to be in it. I think we know that, right? Come on, Grogu's got to be
Master
in this movie.
Grogu.
Yeah, by that point it'll be philosopher
Grand
Grogu.
Master
Yeah, from not talking at all to not shutting up, probably.
Oh, what if he's the new librarian? He's the new Jocasta Nu.
No. That would be weird. Maybe
Master-
they've got more snacks in the library.
Master Din Grogu, what are we going to do?
That's right, he's Din Grogu. That's never going to catch on
Not
with
Grogu
me.
Jaren?
Grogu Jarden sounds better. But I'll never get used to... Not that
Din
sounds
Grogu?
good. Never going to get used to Din Grogu.
Well, because I don't want to think that Din Djarin's name isn't Din, it's Jaren.
That's kind of jarring.
It is kind of
That's
jarring.
terrible. But no, to probably wrap this up, I think we've been rambling about everything but Finn.
We talked
Which
about
is
Finn.
it's the Disney way. To
How dare you, sir.
advertise Finn, I'm going to prominently advertise him in the thumbnail and the title, and then there's no Finn. Give him a lightsaber and don't talk about him, and that's nothing to do with him.
You are horrible, sir.
Well, Disney did it first. But no, seriously, it has to. It has to. I don't think. I think if you don't have Finn in this movie, it's going to feel insulting again. Or if you just like mention him, yeah, Finn, he decided not to train, and he's
Well, if they only just mention him, it's because Boyega wouldn't come back.
I mean, and I would like to see Poe back too, to be completely honest with you.
To see where his story went. I mean,
Well, just because it would. I mean, especially if you are going to imply this is the continuation of the Skywalker saga that you said was ending, bring back Poe too.
yeah, I'm curious
Give
how
him
the
a new house. 'Cause
I'm
that's
curious
what
how
he
the
said.
government turned out afterwards.
Yeah.
Who's in charge now? Leia's gone. Holdo's gone.
Somehow Holdo has returned.
Admiral Akbar's. I mean, like so many people like perished. Poe is now in charge of the New Republic.
Why not?
Why not?
No, if you're gonna bring up, I wouldn't mind seeing Poe again, but it has to be Finn. Poe, if he doesn't come back again, Poe or Oscar Isaac said, if he needed another house, he would come back to Star Wars. So just give him a house,
Isaac likes houses.
get him in there,
He collects them. He'll be back.
and in greater numbers.
Of movies.
All right, so Finn needs to come back if this Rey movie, at least to me, it has to be. Don't give me just Rey and say Finn is off doing his own adventures. Not gonna work. Not gonna fly. And do it right this time with Finn. All right, that's all we got for you this time. Now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think. Do you think Finn needs to be in the Rey movie? Does it not matter to you either way? Whatever the case may be, leave those comments below and let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.